Hello, everyone, and welcome to the F.L.A.W.C, the F.L.A.W.C with Anita and Cheryl. Feng Shui with Anita and Cheryl, and we love to bring members of our F.L.A.W.C so that we can introduce them to you, our F.L.A.W.C, right? How it just makes sense. We have just, had the incredible blessing and journey to meet some amazing people, just like all of you are, and you all can come and be on the F.L.A.W.C someday as well. But our guest today, I mean, she's just this amazing, you could just tell right now just by looking at her face.
She's colorful.
You can tell that she is just this beautiful, blossoming creative soul, and Cheryl is going to introduce you to our guest today so we can get started and getting to know her.
Absolutely. And it's my honor and privilege. I've had the privilege to work with and alongside organizing an event, because she's an incredible host, this very artistic, creative, dynamic. Yeah, I just love her. Like, her energy is massive because she's just
like a bubble.
I love it. Yeah, like she's just so colorful. I love her.
You're delicious, like bubblegum candy. It's just I just want to eat you up.
That's so funny.
Too cute. And you'll get to know her momentarily. Please welcome Kate the HeARTist. Yay!
Cheryl and Anita, it's equally fun to be here in this space with you. Hearing your colorful descriptions of me makes me smile. It's just playful and fun. And it's true, I love color and I love texture. And as just somebody, and so all of these things play so well into your world of Feng Shui, right? And so I'm also aware, because I've had Feng Shui come into my consciousness, that I do some of it so wrong from the standpoint of declutter. I'm like, I'm not willing to let that one go yet. Right. But I'm very excited to come into this really creative space with you, that you just celebrate exactly that, allowing people to be expressive and share what it is that they're up to in the world. Because my journey with my passion and my interest is really much in alignment with very much that same notion. I live passionately now. And I say now, I would say that in many ways I've had great passion throughout my whole life. I've had a wonderful decades so far, 5 of them. Right? And each one brings new opportunities, expressions, and awarenesses of self. And it just keeps getting better and better. It really does, because what is happening is greater self-awareness, greater self-empowerment to be true to that, and choosing love over the fear is the path that I'm on. So it really, really, absolutely, that's where I am in my path. I'm a whimsical visionary artist that's putting together a massive platform, but with no sense of pressure or urgency. I've gotten rid of push energy. I'm in flow. I'm in flow with universe, right? So everybody else wanting to project timelines on to me and this project offers opportunities for heart conversations.
Conversations. I love that. I'm writing that down. Conversations. Okay. Yeah. Because you're just so unique in so many ways, but yet so, you're so true to your being, but yet you're one of us at the same time. It's kind of funky. Yeah.
When I first met Kate, it was like, I like your glasses. That was like probably the first thing out of my mouth. So now it's been every time we see each other, we have to have different glasses on. And it's one of the ways of expressing ourselves. Are you bringing on your blue ones?
I'm bringing on these.
Oh,
right? Because it's about balance, right? Not everything. I love to wear these, and people kind of look at me and they're kind of like, what? And I just, the world is all circles and squares, right? you can start to formulate everything through circles and squares. And it really helps me remember to continually think outside of the box and be well-rounded. And it just really, really works. So
I love
I need to get
that.
me a pair of those with prescription. So we'll talk about where
these
you
are
got those.
prescription.
I know,
Yeah.
we'll talk about where you got those later. So you
Happy to share.
mentioned a few minutes ago, you have this vision. And that's kind of where I want us to go into, because I'm aware of your vision, but of course, the whole point of us doing this is to introduce you to our flock. And I think others would be very fascinated by your vision. So will you share with us a little bit about it? We never did ask you if anything was off limits, so too late.
Nothing's off limits. You know, I mean, if there's things that are making me uncomfortable, I even get curious about that. What is it that's making me uncomfortable? And I address that within myself, because the journey that I'm on began with a word, and it happened very organically. I'm corporate world and a mother to triplets. And so definitely—
You wouldn't guess that.
You know what? It's all part of my path, right? Learning systems, learning critical pathing. I do industrial distribution with big energy companies as my corporate role. And yes, I dress like this inside of that space. It's authentic. It doesn't change who I am. But I was in a corporate meeting going back in 2010, and that's when Utopia began for me in the way that I know it. But what I now know about Utopia is I am Utopia. It is me. Living your dream life is your whole life. And it comes in different parts, right? And you see different aspects of it. I didn't have Utopia to plug into these different things that were coming in, or that were parts of my process of becoming this artist that can paint the way that I do and see things the way that I do and decipher words the way that I do. But I'm a multilinguist. I've studied language. So I speak two fluently, English and Spanish, and I speak polylingual Greek, parle un peu français, je m'appelle Catherine, sprechen Sie Deutsch. I speak a little bit of multiple languages that allowed this utopian language to come into being and be seen by me, right? Playing with words, the power of the word. We're creators of our realities with our word. That is what I'm up to. I didn't realize until 2018 how big this platform is. I am not in the stage now where Utopia, that magical place where puffy heart clouds float through the sky and the scent of honey fills the air, the heart-shaped trees and flowers dance to the rhythm of freedom. The only thing missing is you. That expression is emerging and coming forward in stories and film, because it was placed on my heart in 2014 when I knew that I was supposed to start telling stories with these ideas that were coming in. We're not splashing out into the world yet. I'm present to find the other pieces of the puzzle, the other beings who are parts of Utopia, being their true nature. So my target audience now is the dreamers who are living their dream life by being their I am presence. I'm an artist. God created me that way. That's the divine spark that was placed in my heart, and a linguist to create a whole new language of unity. It's why Utopia is spelled eWEtopIa. We celebrate oneness inside of this. And that word, EWE, has you and we as one.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Fascinating. So I have this handy because I always do, because this was the beginning. It's as easy as this, y'all. I mean, for me, the whole universe began with a word. Sounds familiar. It's in a book somewhere, right? In the beginning, there was a word. It's so true. Your universe and what you've created began in the very beginning of where it started. Everything has a start, right? We wouldn't be sitting in this heartversation right now if you hadn't set an intention to celebrate people living their authenticity and the things that inspire them. Mm-hmm. Because what we each can do when we're doing that, I've come to find, is we become an inspiration that becomes an igniter, a magical igniter of someone else's spark that's inside of them. That's why inside of Utopia, I have my magic stick, right? I'm living as the artist that I am. I just got that ding of acknowledgement, my phone ding. Did you hear that?
Yes.
Woo! This is my freedom flame, my paintbrush. What is yours? What is yours, Anita? What is your freedom flame? What sets you free that you're creating your lifestyle around that is in alignment with your divine gifts?
You know, this to me, doing this, connecting people has always been, you know, part of my divine heart spark. I think it's just bringing people together, and just that love, and just that, you know, it really does get my juices flowing to know that right now I know someone in Florida that I can connect you with, that's one of your beings, right?
Awesome. This is how it
And
works.
yeah, and so it works. And so I've just, you know, I've always been, and it just kind of lights me up like, woohoo, I can, you know, I can put this person and that person together. And then I know, you know, it's almost like I have this vision or sense that I can see something that's going to be just beautiful as a result of
I
that.
love that. So what I hear you saying is that you're a cosmic connector. You're in tune, and you know a lot of things that people are passionate about, and then you know other pieces. So I might see, and I'm not going to project it, and you could take it or leave it, but you might have a puzzle piece be your freedom flame because you put pieces together in this great humanity puzzle. And that could be your freedom flame. That's what sets you free, by being a good listener. It might even be a microphone that is your freedom flame, right? That that you can hold high because you're speaking into it and holding podcasts and such. So it's beautiful. And I love that you just reflected back, and you just really, again, ding, affirmation, divine winks. I love them. So when we make ourselves available and start to communicate that which we're passionate about, and quit being secret agents of our dream life, others can hear us so that they can say, I know somebody that could advance your dream. We must I learned this from Adironda, Maryland, who connected me and Cheryl. We mustn't should on people. Right. So when I just said that, I'm going to correct myself. It's exciting to experience sharing what we're passionate about, and then not have attachments to outcome, right? So I think this is the other thing too. When we burn so bright, sometimes our fire can be a little frightening to someone that's not yet felt their own inspiration. It becomes intimidating. That's of no interest to me. I don't have any interest in intimidating one. I want to hold space. So even though I'm fiery like this, you even can hear my voice coming down a little bit. A moment ago, I was excited. Another one of my gifts is being able to intuit and match people where they are, so that I don't burn them with my fire, but I just spark it and light it to make them get curious about their own freedom flame. Cheryl, how would you describe your freedom flame?
I would call it a teeter-totter.
The teeter-totter. Tell me more about that. That's fun. No one's ever said that.
Balance. I love helping people find the balance, whether it's in their home or organizing or a project or, you know, emotions you two are talking, I'm going, oh, it's totally a teeter-totter.
I love that. And that's so playful. I'm interested in this. And this is how I am experiencing everybody that comes into my path. We are all playmates with one another. And we're playing a game of life. And some people are on the field. Some are observers. Some don't know there's a game going on. Right?
Yeah.
But we're all playmates. And you can engage with the ones at the level with where they are. And I truly just enjoy interacting with people to see where they are and how they're experiencing life. It's just a tremendous joy for me. I love it. I learn so much from each interaction, about myself and others, and more about the world that we're in, and ways to construct it the way that I want to see it by being in relation with one another.
And so your vision for Utopia, is that, is it like a physical place, or is it a,
Great question.
is it, you know, a coming together through this quantum energy, or through, you know, this electronic stuff that we're doing now? What does that look like?
It's such a great question. And thank you for asking that so that I can share the magic of all that this is. When I began on the journey, I had no idea what it was. That phrase that I said that began, Utopia is a place where puffy heart clouds. That was an automatic writing session for me at my kitchen table in 2014 when I got the awareness from within that I was to write children's books. And I said, I don't even know where they would take place. And my hand automatically wrote that. Where did that come from? It came from within and from the future, another alternative dimension that it's already existing. And then I began to see the visions of it, and it started to come to me piece by piece. And I spelled piece by piece, P-E-A-C-E by P-E-A-C-E. That which brings me peace shows me more of what Utopia is, right? So Utopia is a place where dreams are inside of dreams. It's a collaboration, a co-creation. What does that mean? Well, you asked about, is there a physical place called Utopia? Yes, yes, there is. Is that now? Yes, and not the way that it looks behind me right now, but it's now. I had the vision placed in my heart that it was to become a nature retreat resort on 500 acres. And that it would be a place where people would go and experience nature and loved ones. But the bigger picture that I now know and understand is that wasn't to come in first. We evolved there. Utopia is a place where we've resolved all of our consciousness challenges, and we live within ourselves and with one another in harmony. So it's a conscious choice. It's choosing love over fear. You're in Utopia each now moment that you choose love over fear. It's no place that you have to go to. Yes, it will be fun like Disney World to create a space. It won't have the amusement side with the rides per se. It's going to be entertainment, not entertainment. It's a whole new platform of going within and feeling connected to all that is. So it can expand faster than my own consciousness and the collective that is understanding more of what it is. However, I will share exciting things about it when you ask about property. So I'm in relation with a business partner. She had a vision 28 years ago to buy land in a sacred space 4 hours from my home. And she, when she bought it 28 years ago, knew that she was to build Utopia on it. She didn't quite know what that meant or what it looked like, but she and her husband began. And today they have a lodge that has 14 rooms, 10 adobe casitas, a world-class restaurant, a saloon, a 200-person event hall, and rolling hills at the base of Enchanted Rock. So I climbed Enchanted Rock, being prompted to go by my inner guidance in 2015. And I didn't know why I was going there. I didn't. I just was following the heart, right? So when you follow the heart, great things happen. And this is also what this beautiful platform teaches and inspires is trust thyself, know thyself, follow the heart, the whole heart, not just the heart that's beating, be wholehearted, your biofeedback, everything. When I climbed to the top of Enchanted Rock in 2015, I looked down below me and I began to cry because what I saw was the vision of Utopia completed. I saw Lake Harmony. I saw Grand Avenue. So specific that I could say Rocky, the Rockin' Rollin' Rooster, his recording studio and music shop, right next to Crystal, the Intuitive Chickens, Treasures and Gem shop. It was so specific. It blew me away as I looked at
Wow.
Intentional Village, Cozy Cottages, I could see it all. My brother approached me and he was like, what is going on with you? I said, I'm having this unbelievable experience. What do you see when you look below? He says, really pretty shrubs and trees and distance and mountains. And I was like, oh gosh, no, that's not what I'm seeing. 2.5 years flash forward. I am doing an invocation of the violet flame, which I came to learn as part of my journey and my process of working inside of that energy. And I was setting in some intentions and prayer around the land because I felt it speaking to my heart. After I finished doing that, I sat down and I poured myself a cup of coffee and I was in quiet time. It was 6:30 in the morning and my phone dinged, which was interesting because I didn't have anything going with Facebook. I could see that Facebook was popping up, but I didn't have Facebook open. And this thing came up and it said, Divine Manifestation and Rainbow Breath Workshop at the base of Enchanted Rock. And it gave a date that this was happening. And I opened it up and I looked and it says, we're building a utopian culture at the base of Enchanted Rock.
Oh, I'm totally covered in goosebumps.
Right? I mean, I was like, what? All these people, we're going to be neighbors and we're talking the same language. So it's a divine plan that's got coding in each of us and each of us being our part. So the P, we capitalize the A-R-T, the art of becoming all that we each are by being our part and our piece. So no one of us has to do that which feels uncomfortable and out of alignment. Not that, I mean, we stretch and we grow from doing things that we're uncomfortable with. So I'm not saying run from the things that you don't like and have learning curves in. The things that excite you, but you're not very good at, if they're exciting to you, that's an indicator to get curious and keep growing and learning, right? The things that I'm doing now, I would have not really foreseen for myself. You know, I hosted 3 seasons on a Awake TV network and became a television host. I didn't ever see that for myself inside of my life experience. That wasn't something that I was desiring. However, I saw it necessary in needing to develop and cultivate some skills to be able to communicate at a more concise and enriching level what we're putting together and what is happening inside of humanity. Because what this is it's one. There are going to be many, but we've kind of been told on this light workers path. And if I'm using language that some of the audience is not really familiar with, I just allow them just to feel into that and just let it, if it doesn't resonate with you, let it go. If it does trigger your heart, get curious about it and let it flow. So as I was doing this and getting more in alignment with this, I kind of lost my train of thought there as I was trying to make everybody comfortable.
You were awake TV and you learned the skills that you required.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thanks for that prompt.
My
back.
pleasure.
Yeah, we do. We go on these life paths and we're doing things that feel good to us in the moment, and we keep growing from there and we keep expanding. But if I had not taken some of these action steps that I am in now, I couldn't have seen how big it is. I knew that there was a soundtrack to the films that were being created. I set an intention to have the music come to me so that I could paint to it, right? Because sound and frequency matters in our experiences. It opens up that heart space even further and allows us to see more, feel more. Do you ladies feel that way with the work that you do? Music and how it kind of sets, space.
Situational.
Yeah. So with that, I recall that in April, end of March of 2018, I set the intention. I choose now to have the music and the musicians start to present themselves to me, because I know that I am to be painting to it. Who are they? So what started to happen is I started having musicians present to me. And there was one in particular that came in that was so significant that every hair on my body stood up. And I was like, this is significant. I listened to it. I bought every album by Paul Luftenegger. In that moment, I got online. There were 6 albums at the time that I could procure. I bought them all. I started painting to them. I wrote in my journal, April 9th of 2018, I intend to meet Paul Luftenegger. I had no idea where he lived. I had no idea how I was going to meet him. It didn't matter. It was going to happen because this music was so significant. So I'd been connected to him in a private group called Conscious Dreamers, and he had actually sent me a friend request. So I did have Messenger to utilize to reach out to him, to let him know that I was interested in connecting with him. Well, what happened in that experience was pure magic. I had received a call 5 weeks before my trip that I had won in my corporate job, that I was not going with the rest of the people in the entire country to go to Italy on this awards trip that I had received. I was going to be going with Mexico and Canada on this cruise to Bermuda. Well, world of no accidents. I was like, I cannot wait to see what the universe has in store for this. I can hardly wait. This is the message that I have, really, as we're speaking, and we only are trying to do this in 30 minutes. It is follow the heart and know the heart knows the way, and start to really listen to it, because the dreams that are yours are inside of you, and they are wanting to be heard and seen and followed. Sometimes finding the courage to do so can be a challenge. I again had a ding on my phone. Facebook is quite an interesting tool for me. I resisted it for a long time, and yet when I released my fear of it, I just embraced the love and the joy of it, and that's all that comes to me. I don't participate in any of the other low vibration. It's not for me, so it can't come into my space. I just am vibrating this high, and that's available to each of us. We get to be the creators of our reality. So I'm only playing with the best parts of it and finding some of my business partners, the beings who are being their true nature, that we're going to cross-pollinate and co-create and create this whole new collaboration of a co-creation that is this new emergence. That's what I had lost my thought, and I've come back full circle, is that we're creating a cooperation to replace corporations, where each being who's already got their one whole part is the conscious energy optimizer of their piece of the puzzle, and they bring it in and they add it to the SUM thing, and we create the cooperation. So everybody's a CEO that has a business that is coming in whole. We just put them together and make new things. Soundtracks and art go together to tell stories, right? So my Facebook dinged again, and it's Paul Luftenegger saying that he's in Spain and going to be returning home to Bermuda on Saturday. I'm like, wait a minute. Isn't that where I'm going on Saturday by boat, leaving from New Jersey? I think so. Amazing. Amazing. So funny enough, he says he does not typically meet with people that he has not known or met, that just kind of reach out to him. He says, I was a first for him that was done this way, and he followed his intuition. And when he sat down with me, he said, what prompted me to say absolutely yes is 2 years ago, I began writing music for Utopia. It's in my journals, and I don't even know all of it, what it is. So it's started, and right? This is so incredible, and I would say unbelievable, but it's happening. So it's remarkable, right? And our need for proof and evidence is also not interesting to me anymore. The need for proof slows us down, right? I feel like I'm talking so much. I'm sharing a beautiful
That's what
journey.
I love about you.
This is what it's all about.
You're the storyteller.
Yeah, we're just
However,
like right here.
we're totally in with you, and I think we're gonna have part 2, because we've already hit that 30-minute mark.
Is that incredible? How has 30 minutes flown? It's incredible. And I did so much of the talking. That's so, I really love it more when it's flowing back and forth. That's how I am in this world. I love the sharings.
Yeah, which is fantastic, but we're sharing you.
Mm.
So you're part of the sharing.
Okay. Okay.
So I think we need a part 2. Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
I would love to come back and play with you ladies.
Yeah.
I would like to co-create some really fun, cool items that are Feng Shui, that are utopic. Like, let's create some products that are resourceful and supportive, that we play with together, that are not just consumerism, tchotchkes, but tools that support higher conscious, high vibe living. I'm just planting that seed with you because I don't even know how we're commercializing all of this stuff right now. I'm looking for collaborative partners that are conscious. And I know the two of you are. So you won't just create content that is clutter, right? We want to get away from those things. Yeah, consumerism is, this is a big part of why I don't sell my art in just, to this point, I haven't created space where I'm just selling art. Art sells, it does. My art is to activate cells, CELLS. And so I have interior designers who enjoy working with me to create environments that they're wanting to have be experienced, replacing love over fear in music schools, in pediatric dentist and doctor's offices. Beautiful. This pleases my spirit so much. That's why I paint. I paint and create to be able to share the love that I am and inspire another to see and trust the love that they are, to express itself in ways that feel good to them.
That is a perfect ending. Other than, okay, you got to put that ring up so people can see it, because I am a tchotchke girl and I love that ring. That to me is like a superpower pose. It's I see you.
It is a superpower. You know what this is? This is my rehearter to live an inspiring I-ring life and to not allow things that don't feel good to me in the moment to be an emergency, but to put my hand on my heart and allow what wants to emerge and be seen. So it's very, very intentional. It's a huge part of the Utopia platform. We all wear these funny little rings. They're the inspiring. Live inspired.
Love it. I love it. I love it. Oh gosh, Kate, thank you.
We're writing history.
Can you not see her hosting TV shows?
Yeah, I want to come back to Houston. I want to come back to Houston and give you a big hug and smooches and eat you.
I will love that, Anita. You are welcome anytime. We can create, and Cheryl, please come too. You know, events are done here routinely, so we can create sacred space to share. I would love it. Awesome. This has been such a fun. It's fun opportunity to share the joy that I am feeling by living in alignment as my dream, with my dream, being it. That is the dream life. It's dreams inside of dreams.
Who you, eWE, are.
Woohoo! Woohoo! No sheep. No sheep.
No sheep.
Just be you. Be you. Don't be a sheep.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in to the F.L.A.W.C. and we are going to look forward to Kate's interpretation of the F.L.A.W.C.
I have it.
You have it.
I have one and I have another. Share the one that I gave you previously.
Oh, I have one. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And
F is fun. L is living. A, always. W-C, creativity.
That's right.
Fun loving always with creativity.
Always with creativity. Creativity makes everything more fun, and it allows the next one to be what I also had come to me is fear, love, which choice? Which one? Everything is always about those two things. It's either a choice made in fear or love. And which am I choosing? Am I doing what I'm doing and moving forward because I'm afraid there's not enough or that someone's going to get hurt? Or do I brush my teeth because I'm afraid they're going to fall out? Or do I brush my teeth with great love and respect for my body and the intentions because I want to just continue to enjoy great food and flavor? That's why I brush my teeth now, not because I'm afraid of losing my teeth. Right?
Beautiful.
So fear, love, which choice?
Fear, love, which choice? Okay, let's do a little jingle.
Fear, love,
which choice?
Fear, love,
Which choice? You guys are nuts. I want to do this again. I'm in. Great playmates.
Thank you, Kate, the HeARTist.
Thank
Love
you so much,
The
Cheryl.
HeARTist.
You ladies are amazing, and you bring such great resource into our conscious awareness. So thank you so much. You're going to make each of us have our living spaces just really feel more comfortable for all those that dwell within them. And we'll capitalize the WELL inside of them, the wellness inside of the places we dwell.
Aw.